friends, and welcome to Virtual Strangers 120.
Ooh.
I'm your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend Ruuts. 120 weeks, my friends. That is a long time.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's actually even longer than that because there's a few times we didn't do that, the 120 episode or that sequence. So that's 120 episodes. That's crazy. Long time. And it's cool. I'm glad that it's been a long time. It means we're still doing it. So that's a good thing, right?
That is a good thing. Against all odds, through many trials and tribulations, we are still standing. Just for a little reference, how long 120 weeks is, I heard you can grow a beard about this long in that amount of time.
No, well, that's even less than that because I only started this like 8 or 9 months ago, which is crazy, right?
Dude, what you been drinking, bro?
I just
Starbucks, right?
Yeah, well, that's it. That's it. Starbucks got my quad venti white mocha.
That was delish.
Yeah, it's very good. It's gonna wake me up, so that's all I need, right?
I'm in a good mood today, Roots. We have a banger lined up today, and I mean a banger. Not only do we get to discuss one of the coolest topics that we've ever brought up on the show before today, not only are we going to give away one of the best VR games that I've ever played today, but we have all these other awesome stories to back it up. Like, there were so many VR games that didn't make the cut today. I could have done a whole other show on the material that we're not going to get to today. It's insane.
That is insane. Oops. Hey, okay. Well, I missed your name, Onakazi. I was just about to spam everybody. Hey. So, hey. I'll say it verbally. There's a lot of people coming in the chat, so.
That's great. And I guess that is about as good a segue as any. We got a lot to talk about, and we need to waste no time. So let's go ahead and say hello to our friends in chat. Sutrabla in the house. What is up, my friend? He says 2.3 years. That's how long 120 weeks is.
That's a long time. Well, let's put this in perspective. If you go back in time, none of this was the C is going on. I'll just leave it at that letter because YouTube doesn't like people talking about it, so we're not going to talk about it.
All that happened in that span of time. Think back to the YouTube landscape when we started.
Oh,
like
yeah.
most of those guys that were doing this when we started, long gone. Even like, I hate to say it, but people that you used to see frequently on this channel not uploading so often anymore, man. It's like we're like Rocky, bro. We take a licking and we keep on ticking.
You know what? The one show that I miss the most that's not on is VR 365. So shout out to Gary, Anthony, Steve, and Chris. That podcast was the best. It offered something different that nobody else offered, but I'm glad to fill the void a little bit because I think they went Sunday mornings, were a couple hours after what they used to do. So
yeah, I certainly miss those guys. I was thinking about Anthony yesterday, man. He's kind of went MIA for a few months now, and I wish him the best. Hopefully he's happy, because we know he struggled with that sometimes when he was doing this. It's a lot of work and a lot of stress, and especially if you set super high goals for yourself, it can be quite a disappointment doing this. So shout out to Anthony if he's watching this. Probably not, but shout out nonetheless. We're going to have to check in with him pretty soon, make sure everything's going as well as it should be.
Yeah, the thing about YouTube that's frustrating is the algorithm is whack. Like if you went back, you could just go back 5, 6, 7 years. Like there's a predictability, and so like even if you're trying to do things the way that you should do, it's difficult to So shout out to like PD and Gamertag and the ones that are really blowing up. It's because they're working their ass off. They're not just sitting back You used to be able to sit back with some content and it would just take off on its own. Kind of have to really pound the pavement these days.
Yeah, I have issue with the whole algorithm. It's too narrow in scope. Like you can be successful at this fairly easily if you want to follow their recipe. But what that leads you to is making carbon copy content.
Mm,
And man, I wouldn't, I'd be pulling my hair out too if I was trying to make those videos like everybody else makes. Like I don't want to do that. I'm doing what I want to do right here. This is the type of content I want to make. And while it doesn't fit their algorithm and they don't push it out to people like I wish they would, I know that we do a good show.
mm,
And I know that because I watch the content back. I know that because of what our community gives us, our feedback. So yeah, that's all I need to know to feel good about what we're doing here. And
yeah.
if the algorithm can't recognize that, well, that's the algorithm's problem.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And the one of the things that I think that actually you could feel good about is it really is kind of like this little niche, this little corner of really good people, right? The people that have found us, the best kept secret in VR. And they know. It's like you guys know that it's the best, but you nobody else like gets to be privy, so it's kind of like a secret, right? But don't share it. I
Chris,
mean, don't keep
Chris,
the secret.
Chris Richardson says Anthony still chats on his Discord. He mentioned one of his Quest 1 controllers broke earlier this month.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought he might be on there. I actually, when I was thinking about him, it was like, I don't know, it was like 6 a.m. here or something this morning. And I was going to hit him up on the Discord, and I thought, it's 3 a.m. for him. I probably shouldn't be tagging him right now. We'll wait till tomorrow to check in on our friend. But yeah, good to hear that he's still at least engaging with the community. I imagine he's probably still working somewhat on his website as well. VR game rankings. Check it out if you haven't already. If you like me, sometimes wondering what's coming up, that's a good spot to go to because he ranks all the games that are released on each platform, and then he also has a list of the most anticipated upcoming releases as well. It was one of the most useful resources to me when I first got into VR. Um, when I was wondering what I should buy, I leaned heavily on that website, and that I was one of the few people that didn't discover Anthony through VR Roundtable. I never really watched VR Roundtable all that much. I discovered Anthony because I discovered his website,
Hmm.
and then from there I discovered his channel, his personal channel. So yeah, again, shout out Anthony. Hope you're doing well, bro, and we miss you.
Yeah, man. My Sunday mornings used to be F Reality, and then I think they were set for Sundays, right? And then it would go into 365 or I guess Roundtable. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. And speaking of good people, Scion VR says hello. Speaking of awesome people who found this channel, you are awesome, Scion.
Sion coming through with the old Barry Horowitz. Pat on your own back. VR Spry Guy is in the house as well, as is Wolveraza. What's up, bro? Thanks for stopping by. Mepper is in the house, as is Paradise. The Key says, I just want to show people VR game. Subs are a bonus. Exactly. We are here to spread the word. We're here to show new people how awesome VR is, and we're here to share people who are not new to VR how much awesomer, if that's a word, it's not,
It
but
is
I'm going to
now.
use it, how much more awesome VR is than they even knew. So that's what we're here to do. Chris Richardson says everything broke. Yeah, I want to know what Anthony's doing with his controllers, bro. I mean, he broke his index controllers, he broke his Quest controllers. I mean, what are you doing over there, bro?
Well, remember I had that one. Well, I guess it wasn't the controller; it was that magnet thing go flinging out. So that was the most recent thing that I almost broke my TV. It kind of freaked me out, but I can totally see that. But I mean, that's one of the things, and then people have to remember too. At least for us, or I guess more for me. I'm speaking for me, but I'm assuming for you as well. I do it because I have fun doing it, and if I've always said if I'm not gonna have fun doing this, I'll stop doing it because like life is too short, and like why would you be doing something if you don't like it? It makes no sense to me.
Exactly. Berber Cat says Twitch seems to be a much better for content creators. Now that may be true.
Can
Like
be.
if we were starting out today, maybe we would start on Twitch. But the reality of it is once you get a couple years in, like we are, it's hard to move. Like I stream games on Virtual Strangers channel here because I have people show up and hang out with me all night long when I stream games on this channel. When I stream games on my other channel, Lethal Weasel VR,
It sucks.
one, two people might show up, and Roots, uh, he's on Twitch like a few times a week, and some people go over there and hang out with him. But I mean, it's not like it is when we go live here.
Yeah, it all depends. I mean, if you figure just the pool of people that are getting the notification, 1,200 people almost versus, a couple hundred and 250 or whatever your channel is at. And that's the frustration of when you start out, it's like, and that's the thing. I would be, my thing is people, and you've even asked me, why don't you stream more on the Virtual Strangers? And I will, but it's always going to be VR. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy streaming flat games to Twitch because I like to interact with people and I like to have my Go XLR and mess with stuff and I like to people to see my face versus the VR headset. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, Wes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, links to all that in the description below. I am still going to stream on both channels, but I am in VR 95% of the time, and I'll be streaming on this channel 95% of the time. The only exception to that is if we've had a podcast in the last like 12 hours, I don't like stepping on it immediately with a gameplay stream.
Mm.
So I'll take it over to the Weasel channel. So again, if you haven't already, subscribe to Lethal Weasel VR on YouTube. Subscribe to I Am Roots on Twitch. We're on here playing games almost every day. So and we enjoy your company when we do so.
Yeah, and Wes is getting crazy with some of his stuff he's doing with Walking Dead Saints and Sinners.
I think did you peek in on that any at all, Roots?
A little bit, but I'm gonna go back into it and watch the whole thing after the show, just because now my curiosity has peaked at how. Because what was funny, the whole thing is I was there for the entire first stream, I believe, or maybe it was the second one, and Wes is literally saying, no, I think it was the first one. I'm gonna be completely different this time. I'm gonna be good Wes. And then the next time I find out, oh my God, he's doing all sorts of stuff that I guess people are just demand respect.
Demand respect. Yeah,
Well,
I demand respect, Roots.
well, if you're swinging a big stick, you definitely demands respect, right?
And well, we swung it a few times.
Mm.
Dark Angel is in the chat. What's up?
You know who else likes to swing or likes someone that's swinging a big stick, Wes?
My mom. Oh, Travel Man 3775 is in the house, as is Corporate Zombie Onakazi. And let's see here. I lost my spot. Island Kara is in the chat as well, as is, I think that might be it. Oh, Techno Glitch also stopping by. So thank you, friends. Thanks for stopping by, one and all. And Traveling Man coming through with the $5 donation says, loving the live streams. Well, we're gonna keep it up, man. Like I like it was like a part of my soul was missing last night because I couldn't go live and play a game with you guys. So I basically just sat here watching UFC fights all night, and then after that was over with, I wrote the show that we're getting ready to dive into.
How crazy is it that you had to, now you're considering it, well, you didn't say this, but you slummed it watching some UFC fights because you would rather have been streaming. Because I was trying to explain this to somebody the other day, like a customer, and they were like, they didn't understand why people would watch people playing games, or why people would stream in general. And I said to me, this is this is how I feel. I'll be playing as something like the other day I was playing Hades and it felt weird. I was like, I I should be talking to the stream, right? Like you get so used to it that it's like you feel lonely I feel lonely without you guys. And so that's just cool. I mean, not everybody should stream, but if you feel love it like you do, I think you're meant to stream, you know?
Way back to our earliest days as gamers when we were playing on our NES. Generally, most of those games were one player games, but you had friends over, you had people sitting around the
Mm,
TV with you watching you play. There was generally one person that wanted to play everything, and then there were other people who liked playing, but they liked watching just as much as they liked playing. And that model very much holds true to form today through the streaming. So it's all quite natural, and it just mimics life before the internet.
yeah. Well, and what's cool is like people that watch the podcast now have a venue to hang out with us in different format, right? And come hang out and watch Wes. You can sit on Wes's couch, kick your feet up, and critique his gameplay. Who doesn't want to do that, right? Although I don't think you're going to be able to critique him too much because he's usually very spot on with his techniques.
Boy Brown joining us in chat says, I'm playing Hades now, and it's brilliant.
It is amazing.
Uh,
It's amazing. PD.
Paradise.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And I was going to say, PD says playing with yourself is not as fun. You know who taught me that lesson, Roots?
My mom.
Maybe not. Is it your mom?
Corporate Zombie says, like playing Dungeon Master and one person draws the maps. There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, super excited to get in today's news. Wolveraza coming through with the $2 donation says, challenge for stream 50 mom jokes. We can do it. I think we've probably hit that in a show or two within our history, but I don't know. I don't know if we can get there today, but maybe we will.
We'll see. We'll see. But we appreciate it, Wolveraza. Appreciate it, your donation for sure, because I know you're on a limited thing, and so that's cool.
Yeah, Wolveraza also supports on the Patreon. So shout out to all my patrons out there. Got some exclusive content uploaded for them yesterday. Going to upload some more for them today. I Expect You to Die too. Going to do a full playthrough for the Patreon. So be sure to check that out, patrons, if you have not yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Corporate Zombie says the end of the year show for sure. Yeah, we probably did do 50 mom jokes there in that 8-hour monstrosity.
I was just thinking about that today. We're getting so close, right? Which means, I mean, we're like a rock throw away from September. What happened to summer, Wes? What is happening here? It's crazy.
This is what I told you, Roots. This is what I told you when we first set up the Beat It Challenge. And not for nothing, I just struck off a 15-point title live streaming on the Virtual Strangers channel. You're still in the lead, bro, but your lead's it's
shrinking
a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely will have to see if I can pull myself away from Hades long enough to play through a VR game. That's the thing. Is like, man, it really is becoming a struggle to finish some of these games just because I kind of get done with them.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. We come up with this whole thing as a way to attack our VR backlogs, and all the titles that you've scored with so far have been flat games that you've played in like Vorplex or Helix Vision or something like. I don't think you've actually scored with a VR game yet. It's all been flat games.
See, and that's my problem. And it's not that VR is not an amazing. I love VR. It's so amazing. Like you can only do what you can do in VR, which in VR. But it's like the like games like Hades where I mean, every time I play it, it just keeps unfolding more and more layers of how amazing it is. And then I go to like other games and I'm climbing a ladder and I'm swinging my sword around. And I know I always say that, and that's a little bit cliche. It's a little bit, and I'm not trying to demean VR. It's just that I feel like there's only a handful of developers that are really pushing the games to like the gameplay. And it's my call out to the devs, please focus on the gameplay more than you focusing on the graphics. You know what I mean? I mean, the graphics are important, but I guarantee you, like this Hades is not the most graphical thing. It's not Returnal. It's not, but it's the gameplay is so amazing that I don't, it doesn't need to be. You know what I mean? That I don't know. It's just a weird. It's weird.
Well, Veraza says, "Wait, what? The Beat It challenge?" He hasn't been watching long enough to remember that one. We haven't brought it up in a while, so we are 2/3 of the way there, and much like we anticipated, it kind of fell off the map. But as we get closer to December, it might be something you hear a little more about.
Yeah, I think we have a channel in describing what it is in the Discord, so you can check it out there.
Absolutely. Anyway, too much to get into today. Let's get into it. Let's start off with some headlines on an Oculus Quest. Grab a free month of Viveport Infinity. Had I noticed this yesterday, Roots, this would have been the free stuff of the week. Easy. Anybody who owns an Oculus Quest can get a complimentary month of Viveport Infinity, but it's only for 4 days, and that was as of yesterday or the day before. So not much time left on this one. You want to get in on it while you still can.
That's crazy, dude. What a good deal, right? I mean, it's smart too. Now, all the people that have Quests and PC are going to be able to check it out, or I guess more people are starting to get remote computers, right? Or they're getting through the service. I know one of Mash's friends just did it.
Yeah. If you've got good internet, you can do that, right?
Yeah. So.
Corporate Zombie's asking what's the score. I'm not sure exactly what the score is. Bruce is still up by like a long game. He's up by like 15 points or something like that. But I mean, we haven't finished much. Like
No.
And the ones that we have finished this year weren't called out to be on the list. So like we can't score with games we don't put on the list. The rules are pretty clear about that. So
yeah.
Let's see here. Anyway, Viveport Infinity. I mean, we went on and on about this thing and how awesome it is. They've been pretty much giving it away for the last 2 or 3 months through their little promotions, and now they have this one. They're trying to get in on that Oculus Quest Gold Mine Roots, and I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't either, but we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of PC people out there, and it can't hurt. But Onikazi says, yes, don't limit yourself. Take a break. Hell, even go outside and spend some time with the hoop and stick. And I have to say, don't get crazy here, Onikazi. Nobody's going outside, bro. Stay inside. Put your VR on. No, I'm just kidding. It is good. It's good to get outside every once in a while.
Jarillo joining us in chat. What's up, bro? Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, what's up, man? I haven't seen you around for a while. How you been?
Headline: Oculus Quest version 32 update combines Facebook and Oculus Friends, improves app gifting, and more. So app gifting improvements. This is a welcome change. Combining Facebook and Oculus Friends. I don't know. I'm a little leery. Every time they do something to the party system, I have to learn it all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, well, we'll see. Hopefully the app thing, because this is one of the things that I found was difficult for, at least at first. You couldn't even buy a friend a game. Then you could, but you had to have your friend's exact email, which is kind of weird because like not everybody just has like I don't know what your email is off the top of my head. You know what I mean? Like it should be able to, like Steam makes it so easy. You can buy anybody a game, right? As long as they're on your friends list. It should be that way, you would think.
PD says it must be working to some extent because his friend told him an hour ago that he got Viport, and wonder how he missed down the rabbit hole. Yeah, I don't know how he missed that one, bro. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that they are still continuing to update Oculus Quest. It's version 32. I mean, that's kind of nuts. And when you think about all of the functionality that they've added into that thing, it's really amazing.
Well, plus you got to consider that there's always been 32.1, or they have subsections releases as well, so there's probably double that.
Oh yeah. If you're part of the beta program, there certainly is. Headline: Phasmophobia receives a major exposition update. So we talked a little bit about this yesterday on the free stuff and killer deals. Phasmophobia, one of a couple of Viport Infinity titles that got a sizable update. It looks like we have 2 new ghost types here and a new tool called a DOTS projector, which will allow you to find distorted silhouettes of the spirits that you're hunting. So, yeah, pretty big content update, one of many for Phasmophobia.
Yeah. Wow. Definitely seems like they keep adding to it. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it is an early access title, but I mean, I just heard news that they're totally going to overhaul the whole thing so that they can bring it to other platforms. And I don't know if that's something to be excited about or something to be scared of, because when we've seen these overhauls before, generally what it means is graphical downgrade.
what are they going to bring to the Quest? I'm assuming, right?
Other platforms, no idea what that means. Because
Right.
you got to remember, it's a flat game too. It's not just
That's true.
a VR game.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really got the hype of it. You know, the couple times I tried it, and to be fair, I didn't spend too much time into it, but I still don't see how this would be scary to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just doesn't seem like a game that's really. But I don't know. I guess it depends on what your threshold for scary is.
Yeah, well, I didn't find it very frightening either, but it was a very early version when I played it. They have updated it significantly since then, so it may be different now.
Yeah, I mean, people swear by it, so I mean, you know, I don't know.
Absolutely. Headline: Cubism in AR on Oculus Quest might be the best way to play. So Oculus about a month ago unlocked this AR API, which allows developers to use the pass-through functionality in their games, and a couple of the developers jumped on it quickly. And Cubism being the most notable of those. Apparently, they have a working version of their game in AR, and people are digging it, man. People who have played it say it's cool.
That's kind of cool. I mean, wouldn't that be cool if you had one more way that you could use your Quest, PC VR, mobile VR, and AR? You know, that'd be cool.
Well, these type of small scale puzzle games really lend themselves well to this type of thing with the AR. People talking about building their cubism puzzles on their own desk and things like that. It's pretty cool. I think Gravity Lab is another one that's playing with this. So you can do those gravity based puzzles over your furniture and stuff. I'd like to see similar things from Gadgeteer and Squingle. I think Squingle would be cool with this AR feature.
So I haven't really seen it. Is it actually is it better than pass through, or like if it's pass through with the game, I don't want it. This pass through is, you know, I mean, obviously just so you can get an idea of where you're at. It's not like you're really seeing it. But if I'm looking at a crystal clear picture of my place, then that'd be different.
No, it's the pass through. They can augment it a little bit and like highlight things if they want to get creative with it. So like it can be like a artful depiction of your room, but it is all built on the same pass through that you use for your Guardian boundary.
Yeah, so for me, I would just rather have it be in my VR, all VR. But at least it's cool that they're working with the technology, right?
And we got to remember too that what they're doing here is just laying the foundation for the next Quest that could have high resolution color cameras built into it, right? I would think that that's likely, right? If they're going to try to keep up with Apple and Sony and all these other competitors at Valve, then they're going to need. I mean, Vive already has high quality color cameras in their stuff, so I mean that's obviously where it's going.
Yeah, well, that would be cool. It's one reason why we think they should, I guess, right?
Yep.
So,
headline: Shadowgate VR, The Mines of Mythrock, coming to Oculus Quest this October. So we talked about this game last week or the week before. This is a VR title, a built from the ground up VR title uh, in the Shadowgate universe. Shadowgate being an OG console game from way back in the day. This was like an old Nintendo game. I think it was released in like 1987 or something like
Mm.
that. So good to see VR continuing to revive these old franchises, and it really it's fitting, and it says a lot about the crowd. The OG early adopters of VR. We're all kind of from this same generation, right? My kids have no idea what Shadowgate is, but most people my age that were gamers back then remember Shadowgate.
They will. Your kids will know what it is now soon. So, what do you think? What do you think has the best shot of coming out in October or before this game or Lone Echo 2?
For sure, this will be out before Lone Echo 2.
Yeah.
100%. Now that with that said, we might get after the fall by then. They're teasing Q3 release, even though they haven't said that. That's the implication is that they're not going to make it to Q4. It'll be out in Q3 most likely.
Oh, that's crazy. That one I am looking forward to probably the most.
Our friend Gamertag VR joining the chat. Hello, friend. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Headline: This VR documentary is filming outside of the International Space Station, so you can see space with your own eyes. So they've flown up these heavily modified, high-end VR cameras and put them on the ISS, and these are expensive 3D 360 degrees VR cameras, top of the line stuff for Felix and Paul Studios and their ongoing series. I think it's called Space Explorers or something like that. It's on the Oculus Quest 2 and Oculus Rift. They occasionally do free. This is paid content, but they occasionally do free previews, and it's pretty cool, man. I got to admit, and I got to think that if they've got a camera on the International Space Station, that's got to be amazing.
Yeah, well, especially if you think back to the ISS experience that was there before, and I know a lot of people are like, "Well, that was okay, it was mediocre." Yeah, it was also like what 4 or 5 years ago, and it didn't have this technology going up there. So, I liked it. I mean, there's so many things. Even that one nature thing that you just talked about last night. You know, all these technologies combined. I mean, who knows what this is going to look like? I've always been fascinated with space. I mean, if I could go up into space today, I'd do it, but I'm not as rich as Jeff Bezos, so I'm not able to do it. But I think it's cool. This is the only way I'm going to see it. So,
Let's see. I had someone in chat talking about this, and I lost it because I looked away.
well, while you're finding it, Will Veraza says he is definitely listening to all speculation about Afterfall because he believes it's going to be the best game forever. Oh, wait, actually the opposite. He's not listening to any speculation. So you're skeptical, Will Veraza, is what you're saying. You don't think it's going to be as good as it is, or what?
He just doesn't want to be disappointed. He understands that the cycle that we keep repeating, this speculation becomes expectation, becomes disappointment. He understands this, so he's going to keep the speculation in check, so he doesn't have to deal with the disappointment part.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was Derulo who says that sounds actually really awesome if they use a high-res camera. They're using basically the best camera you could get last year. There's new cameras that come out every year, and we've had brand new cameras come out within the last couple of months that are a little better than this one, but they're using a Zcam V1 Pro, which is a camera that costs tens of thousands of dollars, and it was the standard last year in professional 3D VR content creation. Good camera.
Okay, that sounds like an amazing camera. Will Veraza says to clear things up, he was talking about the release date. He's not speculating at all on the release date. I guess I think in my mind, there's no way this game is not amazing because of the developer, and the time that they're taking to, and the footage we've seen already, which was like a year old, and it looks amazing. So.
Well, Space Innocent says I hated Arizona Sunshine, so my expectations are in check. Well, I did not hate Arizona Sunshine. I rather
How
enjoy
dare
that game,
you?
even still. Exactly. How dare you? Come
How
on,
dare
man.
you? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Boy Brown says I've heard that they're also working on more Arizona Sunshine stuff. Well, if they're going to keep doing Arizona Sunshine, and don't get me wrong, I love Arizona Sunshine. It's a fun game, and I wouldn't be completely disappointed if they did make another DLC for it. But they need to overhaul the graphics in that game, even on PC.
Hmm.
It's starting to get a bit dated now, uh, but it's okay. Uh, I did feel like they kind of phoned in their last DLC a little bit, like that. I like the first two DLCs. I thought were great. This last one, the Damned DLC,
Yeah.
was not the best. It seemed like a cash grab to me. Although I mean, I'm glad I have it. I'm glad to have more content. Don't get me wrong, but it was not up to their usual quality standards.
Yeah,
So
we
if they are working in more Arizona Sunshine, let's hope that it's another good one.
Yeah, we played through that together, The Damned, right? And it was like I didn't think that was. I thought it was okay. Out of my favorite was the first one, just because I feel like it had the better story, and you kind of felt you didn't know what was happening, right? But
Space Innocent says, "Come on with that $40 price tag." Yeah, like I'm not even trying to defend that at all. Yeah, that's kind of bullshit, the $40 price tag. But with that said, I think I paid $20 for it on PlayStation. I have not bought it on Oculus Quest, and I paid like $1 for it on PC. So you don't have to pay $40 for it. You can get it on sale if you're patient enough.
yeah, and it's just weird that it hasn't came down in price. But I guess if you have it on sale enough, it doesn't need to, right?
Gamertag VR says Wanderer looks wicked. It does. A lot of potential for that game with the story-driven campaign, which spans through the ages of
Mm,
time. I mean, they could really do a lot with that. I'm hoping that they do. It really looks good.
yeah, well, I definitely agree. And who doesn't love time travel in VR, right?
Yeah, it's an awesome thing. One of the many awesome things you can do in VR. Um, Headline: Table of Tales, The Crooked Crown, coming to PC with optional VR. So
Mm.
this is coming to Steam, but not necessarily as a VR only title. You can play it in VR, but you don't have to.
Well, I'll tell you what, this game is amazing, and I'd play it flat right now. Actually, I own it on uh PlayStation. Can you play this flat as well on PlayStation? Probably.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'll have to take a look, but I really enjoyed this game. I kind of feel like in a lot of ways it's better than Demio, because it's an actual story campaign, and you lose people. Like right off the bat, you get on the boat, you start to go across the thing, and it gives you a decision where one person is lost and like throws off the boat. You got to decide which of the four that you have to throw away and go. It's just really good. And it's one of the few PSVR games that I'm bummed I don't have, right? Like Rush of Blood. There's a couple that I'd love to play today. Most of them I've played through and I'm good. You know what I mean? I've played them enough, but this is a good game.
Fully fleshed out branching story campaign in this, and a fully voiced dungeon master to get you through it. So certainly a different take on tabletop turn-based RPG.
It's really good. I think it's this is one of the few games that people on PC VR should be excited that it's coming finally to allow them to play, because it was I would consider this a huge hidden gem for PlayStation VR. I don't know that many people know it's even out there.
Space Innocent says now Table of Tales is a good and well priced game. Actually, it is on sale right now on PlayStation for like $5.
Oh my God, dude. Pick that up on PlayStation, man. If you don't have this game and you want to play it right now and you have PlayStation VR, pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely. $5. I mean, shit, man, you can't hardly get anything for $5 these days.
Wolveraza says like Gauntlet. It's not like Gauntlet. It's not that as fast paced. It's it's role based, or I mean, just like Demio. You roll dice and you move. You've got cards as well. but you have all of your characters are doing stuff, and they're all different classes. It's kind of like Demio, but it's story based, and I think it's a lot harder, and it's a lot more rewarding, right? You get to go through like to each person's homeland, and it's just really cool.
PD says, I have faith Servios will bring us a banger of a VR game. Oh, yeah, bro. Bubble Bobble 2. I'm just joshing you. Now, Servios is hit and miss, and they're due a good one, right?
Yeah, yeah. Drillo says, "What is this? I've never seen anything about this game. That's my point. But you've kind of not been in the PlayStation VR circle, I'm assuming. So this is now coming to PC on PC VR. So it's really good. It's
Yeah, Table of Tales. It has a Steam page up now. So check it out.
I can't wait to play this on PC VR because I'll be able to crank that super sampling as well. It already looked amazing in the PlayStation VR headset. So
There you go. Headline: MechWarrior 5 VR mod is nearing release. We talked about this one not long ago too. You know, we always say, there's a certain subsection of the VR crowd that are all about these mech games, but they never seem to have been able to find one that quite gives them everything that they want. And I've always kind of speculated that these guys just want to play MechWarrior in VR. Well, they're going to get their chance soon as the MechWarrior 5 VR mod is almost upon us.
I've never played MechWarrior, but this is gonna if it's good. I mean, if I'm assuming it's good. That's what's cool about the PC VR is all the mods, right? You can try all these AAA games in VR.
Yeah, the home of the indies and home of the modders. That's what PC has become, and that's a good role for it. Some amazing VR mods have come out just this year alone. The mods have been incredible. So yeah, I haven't played MechWarrior either, but I know a lot of people are excited for this. So,
Well, I'm calling out for the person that made the Risk of Rain 2 mod. I now want them to make a Hades mod, first person. That game's already incredibly crazy. I can only imagine, but I mean, if they could do Risk of Rain, they could do Hades. Come on.
Well, I already put PD on the Vorpex task. So hopefully PD and then sometime this next week or two, I'll have a chance to jump in. And there's two Vorpex profiles for Hades. One of them is Geometry 3D, and the other one is Z3D. Hopefully one of them is good.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, the game's good, and I think you'll like it if you give it enough time.
The art style was cool enough. Like now that it's in my shared library since Eric picked it up, and I've watched it, and I mean the gameplay, it looks okay, but the art style I think would look really cool in 3D, and really that's my main draw. That's really why I want to check it out. I want to see what that looks like in the headset.
Yeah, I bet it's gonna be pretty good.
Headline: PlayStation VR support teased for Green Hell VR. So, Green Hell VR was a title originally slated to launch on Oculus Quest and PC VR late this year. Both versions getting pushed back into Q1 next year. And during a recent Twitter back and forth, the developer said that they're actually looking into PlayStation VR development as well. So, does that mean the current iteration of PSVR or the next iteration of PSVR? Nobody knows. I would not expect it to drop early next year like the other versions of the game, but we know that PSVR is at least something on their radar, something that they're looking into.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks like, I mean, why would they not want to put it on PlayStation VR, right? I mean, it's going to be the best platform pretty soon, so.
PD says he found his new #1 Vorpex game today, Void Train, which is an Epic Games exclusive coming to Steam next year.
Ooh, nice. That sounds good. Scion says Roots needs a puzzle game that has bullet hell action in it so you can finish a puzzle game. Well, that would help.
That's a good call, son. Good call. Headline: Bungie co-founder Jason Jones believes AR and VR is the future. So this is a person, Jason Jones, that co-founded Bungie, the studio behind Halo, the studio behind Destiny. He's been at Bungie for 30 years,
Oh wow.
and he is convinced that AR and VR is the future. We had a nice little quote from him here. Let me see if I can find it. He says that he's, quote, 100% sure that XR is going to be a disruptive technology. If you go on to read the article, he talks about people throwing their televisions in the garbage and so on and so forth. Now, to be clear, he doesn't say that you know games that are specifically built for AR VR are going to 100% take over. He says that people will always be uh, playing with the controller in front of a screen for all eternity. Only those screens now will probably be virtual screens. It'll be inside of a headset in the future.
Well, I mean, that's how exciting is that to hear, right? From somebody that's I mean, I love Destiny too. I played through most of it until they moved companies, and then my character got lost, and I said, "Screw that! I'm not starting over." So I don't know, man. Who knows what else is coming? That's good.
Wormsworth joining the chat with the $4.99 support. Thank you very much, sir. He says, "Awooga."
Oh, who doesn't love it? You know who else says awooga?
My mom!
Oh yeah, only when special things are happening though.
Keith Valdez joining says, "I'm exercising and casting you to my TV." Well, casting me would be a lot of exercise.
Oh.
Says it's exciting as heck. Yeah, I know it, man. Like when you got these higher up guys, that are high profile in the flat gaming industry coming out and saying VR's it, man. VR is going to be the thing. Well, AR. He's more high on AR even than VR, but you can tell the way he describes the technology. He's talking about mixed reality devices that can do both. He says it may take 20 years for us to get to that day, but when the day comes, people are going to throw their smartphones away. They're going to throw their televisions away. All that stuff's going to be a thing of the past, and we're going to be wearing the technology on our faces.
It sounds like almost like a dystopian nightmare future if it's not done right. Hopefully it's done correctly.
Well, I have faith. I have faith it's going to be cool. There will be things that suck about it, of course, as all things have, but it's cool enough already. So I'm sure it's only going to get better.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, right? That's history. So forever.
PD asked when we're getting my mom on the show. Well, I'll just point out that it's not just my mom we're talking about. It's everyone's mom. It's your mom. It's Roots' mom. I'm not the only one saying this stuff. In fact, you guys say it more than I do now. So how about that?
I know, it was almost weird how sometimes people will say, "Ooh, we shouldn't say that about Wes's mom," or someone else will get offended, like if they think it's about their mom, and it's like nobody's really talking about their mom. It's about this woman we know, okay, and we call her my mom.
It's actually for those of you who don't know, it's a reference. It's a reference to the regular show, that the animated television show that was on the air a few years back. It got canceled 4 or 5 years ago, but it was one of my favorite shows. And there was a character on there that liked to tell mom jokes, but he was so stupid he always messed the punchline up. He'd say "my mom" instead of "your mom." And that's basically what we're doing. It's a bit of a homage to Muscle Man.
My mom!
Oh yeah, who doesn't love my mom, Muscle Man? Now you know. Anybody watching this episode, you've got the inside scoop, and don't share the secret though.
PD says wearing the tech on our faces. If Facebook has any say in it, they'll stream it direct into our brain. Actually, that's what Valve's working on. It's not Facebook.
It is. It is.
Companies mixed up.
It is 100% what Gaben's working on it, but hopefully Gaben is going to do it in a nice, benign way. I mean, it could be really good if they beamed it into your head directly, right? It's just what else? My thing is like, what else could they do with it? But I mean, if you could make sure that it was safe, how cool would it be, right? You could be in your own holodeck, really. You'd be sitting in your chair.
Like,
the Matrix.
It'd be like Brain Scan. Remember Brain Scan? Where they had
Oh,
the little mini disc that they plugged into the thing and they had these 20-minute hallucinations.
oh man! Then he came out of it and had murdered somebody.
Yeah, right, right.
That was crazy. That was a good movie.
Drillo says, "Don't talk about Mama Drillo."
Oh man, there's like 17 people swinging right now. Like, don't you be talking about my mom.
Headline: Kwantar pre-alpha kicks off this weekend. I think our friend, I don't know if GT's still in the chat. I think he played this
Ooh.
a couple of days ago. He is, I'm not sure, but it looked like this was what he was playing. This is interesting to me, Roots. Not only because it is like a Smash Brothers like VR game,
Hmm.
but they're building so much more around it. That's why it's so interesting to me. It's not just a game, but it's also a social app with a complete lounge
Hmm.
and tons of different mini games. And they're building a lot of different functionality into it. And from what I understand, it's pretty cool already. But this is something that is the continuation of a pretty much failed Kickstarter that people didn't hear about, people didn't fund, but they kept going with it anyway. And they're basically building it to scale up. So if they can make some money on this thing, the more money they make, the better it's going to get.
Hmm.
But they have a good model here, and I find it very intriguing what they're building here.
I haven't seen any gameplay or anything. Is it third person, or are they trying to do this first person thing? Because if it's like a Smash Brothers type of game, but you're like everybody's punching and doing that stuff, I don't think it's gonna be as good. It sounds like it
No,
would be better, but I would just love to see an amazing game that's a platform type where they're doing their thing, and maybe it's up close or stuff's going on that couldn't be going on in a video game that's flat, right?
No, it's the fighting part of it's third person, but I think you do have like a first person avatar representation of yourself in the game, kind of like Demio, something like that.
Okay, cool. I don't know. Well, this is how you. I mean, thinking outside the box, bringing something that is already. I mean, Smash Brothers is like one of the biggest games for Nintendo. Us adults don't really get it, most of us, but kids love it. My son, and nephews grew up playing the hell out of it. So, um, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it certainly looks cool. The game looks cool enough, but the sports bar that they're building around it and all these different mini games and activities are really what makes it look like something that could catch on and get big if they get it right.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Phil Yarn joining the chat. What's up, Phil? And I feel okay. So we got one more here. One more headline. Forever Games leadership team grows as more titles slated for 2021 and 2022. So we recently talked about Forever Games gaining a $7.5 million worth of funding through their latest round of fundraising, putting that money to good use, hiring executives to head up each division of their growing company. And not only are they going to be supporting Forever Bowl and growing it, apparently Roots has got even new lanes since we've been in it.
Wow.
Um, but they have other titles in the works that are going to be coming out this year and more even next year. They haven't said what those titles are going to revolve around,
Hmm.
but they have said that they are going to involve bringing real life games into VR. So
Well,
expect more titles like Forever Bowl.
forever tennis, forever soccer. I mean, who
Wii
knows?
Sports VR, Wii
Yeah.
Sports VR. That's what they're doing, and
Well,
they're doing it well.
no, I'll tell you what. That customer I went to that I was playing came to the door after a long wait. Said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I had my headset on," and I looked down and he's holding his Quest 2. I asked him what his favorite game was, and he said, or I asked him what he was playing. He said Beat Saber, and then I asked him what his favorite game was, and he said Forever Bowl. So those were the two games he mentioned. So that's kind of cool. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. Forever Bowl, popular, highly popular game, and with good reason. You know, we played this in the early days, and it was pretty polished. Then had a few small complaints about it that they immediately fixed, and by all accounts, this is the definitive bowling title in VR now.
Paradise Decay says Forever Moms. Yep, there is Forever Moms. That's the new
There
game.
you go. Mash Daddy joining us says, yo, I'm late, but I made it. Dude, you're right on time. We're just wrapping up headlines and getting into the meat of the program. And I can't wait to talk about this next topic. So why don't we go ahead and get into it? Anybody who has followed this channel for any amount of time knows what a huge fan I am of Here They Lie. And I often lament the fact that the once Tangentleman later became Tangent Games is now pretty much a dead studio. The Tangentlemen have disbanded, and there's pretty much no chance that we're ever going to see a sequel to Here They Lie. I have hopes that maybe Sony would want to remaster it on PlayStation 5 VR, but again, that's a pretty much a long shot. So I've basically been relegated to hoping that one day we get some kind of a spiritual successor to Here They Lie. Because while the studio no longer exists, the creators are still out there. They're still doing stuff, right? These are guys that worked in the video game industry before Here They Lie and since. And that game, it's like a fine wine. It has grown on people. I mean, it was fairly popular in the early days of VR, but in the days since that studio disbanded, this game has gone on to garner kind of a cult status. Anyone who plays it is blown away by it. Even today, even with the blurry visuals and the dual sense control or dual shock controls, um, the things that you witness in that game are so profound when you think about them and try to think about the message that they're trying to convey here. People typically are blown away by it, even still.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say absolutely. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I love this game, and I loved it to begin with. It was one of the first VR games that I ever played, but it's something that I still go back to pretty much on an annual basis. And October's coming. I can't wait just so I can get back into Here They Lie. Every time I play this game, I notice something new, and I've been playing it for years. There's so much hidden detail in this game um, that it's when I watch other people play it, I find it kind of frustrating because I'm like, I want to yell through the screen at them, like, dude, you're missing this. Stop and look. Just wait a minute. Just stop and look. Don't run through it. Anyway, the moral of the story is this is a masterpiece from a dead studio with no hope of a sequel. And I've always kind of been on the lookout for a spiritual sequel to this game. And I don't know that we're going to get that, but the chances. Paradise Decay asks, "Have I tried Here They Lie on PS5 and VR? I have, and it's no different. It's the same as playing it on a PS4 Pro. It's still blurry. It's still awesome. You know what I mean? It's still blurry. It's blurry awesomeness. Anyway, the chances of us getting something similar to Here They Lie just went through the roof, Roots, because Eyes Out is a new art house game development studio forged from a fusion of visionary exploration and musical collaboration between veteran game designer and creator of Here They Lie, Corey Davis, and Nine Inch Nails guitarist Robin Fink. The LA based studio aims to focus on making, quote, dark, atmospheric games with an emphasis on environmental storytelling. Does that sound familiar, Roots? Dark, atmospheric games with an emphasis on environmental storytelling. Have we played anything like that before?
We have. It's funny because I remember when we talked about Here They Lie, this is exactly what I was saying. I was like, the guys are still out there. And maybe there's, you know what I mean? Like, and this is exciting because there's not, maybe it's even better, because they've learned things since then and they've got a better studio, they've got more money. Who knows? I mean, they're obviously going to have maybe some Nine Inch Nails music in it. I don't know. How cool.
Eyes Out already has its first project, a single player, immersive cosmic horror game with an emphasis on environmental storytelling.
Oh wow.
More news about the title is planned for the coming months. Yeah, so this is extremely exciting to me. One of my favorite bands, one of my favorite game creators collaborating on a game whose description sounds eerily similar to how I describe Here They Lie. I could not be more excited for the announcement of this game studio, Roots.
Wow. Well, maybe they better make sure that they live up to Wes's expectations. He's been waiting for this for a long time.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of time, what time is it?
Quote time.
Quote time. Absolutely. It's quote time. We have a quote here from Eyes Out co founder and creator of Here They Lie, Corey Davis. Quote, when I was finishing up work on Here They Lie, Robin wandered into our studio and I felt a very strong connection to his open, creative view of existence and the power of music. We instantly started working on some prototypes that I had in development and at the time, and together we launched straight forward into something unexpected. Robin's vibrant and boundless approach to the creative process drives our work far beyond my previous experience. It's such an exhilarating trip to venture into the darkness together. And we also have a short quote from Rock and Roll Hall of Famer and Nine Inch Nails guitarist Robin Fink himself. Quote, we're pushing the boundaries of the horror genre to create a thoughtful, lasting, terrifying gameplay experience. Yeah, so these quotes again further excite me, not only because again it sounds like they're describing something very similar to Here They Lie. Not only that, but it also indicates that these guys have been working together for years. They started working together in the latter stages of Here They Lie's development, which means 2015, 2016 is how long they've been working on this stuff. That is a big deal. It means we're not going to have to wait until 2024 to get this game, Roots.
Nice, and it's going to be fully fleshed out. No wonder why Wes was all excited before the show. He's like, man, like he just was bouncing off the walls. This game is close, bro. What? Okay, so now let me ask you this this question again. Which do you think will get first, this game or Lone Echo 2?
Lone Echo 2 might actually get to us before we even know what this game is going to be.
Okay.
But I tell you, man, this is, I don't know if I've ever seen another game studio have its own trailer. Like this thing we're watching here, this is a trailer for their game studio. And I wanted to play the trailer with sound, but I didn't get a chance to test it to see if we would get a copyright strike for it. Because, I mean, there's some audio in here that some people might describe as music. Like it's very scary just to listen to this thing that they've put together here. I highly suggest any of you out there who are a fan of Here They Lie to look in the Eyes Out after we go off the air today and check out this trailer because you're going to get excited for whatever it is that they're building.
Dark Angel says, oh crap, terrifying. Well, I'll just be listening, maybe watch someone else play. Well, I'm sure Wes will be streaming it. Perfect way to go through the game and not be in there yourself. And Chris Richardson says he's never even heard of this game. Here They Lie, is it on sale?
It is not currently on sale, but there is a free demo that you can play. I don't know if you can download the demo a la carte. You might be able to, but if you can't download the demo a la carte, it is on the PlayStation VR Demo Disc Volume 1, which you can download for free from the PlayStation Store. And it gives you like the second or third level in the game, and you'll get a good taste for what you're going to experience in this. Again, this is a 2016 game that was limited at the time. It's a game that can be played flat or in VR. It does have resolution issues, and it is a gamepad game. But I promise you, you will see things in this game that you have never seen in any other game before or since. And if it's a little too intense for you, I'm going to be streaming this game pretty much on October 1st. Like I've got a plan for October that's going to blow you guys away if you're fans of the horror genre. We're going to be diving into some horror games, and it's not going to be the carbon copy, same stuff everybody else is doing, except for Here They Lie, which is going to pretty much be the first thing I go for.
Yeah, Chris, it's going to blow you away, and it's going to make you question humanity. Or it did me anyway.
It absolutely will make you question humanity. That's one of the purposes of that game. One of a few.
Yep.
But I'll break all that down for you because I'm going to do a definitive breakdown of that game as we play through it. So be sure to click the bell and the button if you haven't already.
Yeah, and if and you don't want to miss that for real, because Wes is he's played through this enough times where he's like explaining certain things to me, and I'm like, oh God, I never saw that. So I guarantee you watch that stream, you're gonna know all the deep things behind that game.
Absolutely. Anyway, the early descriptions of the first projects from Eyes Out seem to imply an audio-centric foundation upon which a dark yet insightful interactive narrative is being built. Although we know very little about the studio's upcoming game, we can already spot some similarities to Here They Lie in terms of tone and in terms of theme. Speculation aside, there are also a few more tangible clues that can be found when taking a closer look at the studio's website. The team that will deliver the studio's first experience is in the final stages of being built, but the team already includes a few notable names. Lead designer, Brian Keithley, technical director, Christopher Brown, senior engineer, Ike Macaco, software engineer, Rogelio Espinoza, and art director, Stephen Ratter, all share a common game on their respective resumes. That game, Here They Lie. So they have, I think, 4 job openings right now they're trying to fill, but most of their team is assembled right now. And what was that, like 5 or 6 people here, other than Corey, the creator of Here They Lie. These are all people that worked on Here They Lie. So again, that bodes well for this thing being something on that level, right? It might not be, obviously, it's not going to be any kind of sequel or anything like that, which is fine. If they can deliver something else that's on that level in terms of, the story they tell, the themes they touch upon, and the intensity of the environment and the things that are going on around you, I mean, it's going to probably be my favorite game.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy Brown says, what platform do you think it'll launch on?
That I could not tell you. I can tell you Here They Lie is a PlayStation VR exclusive. I can also tell you that artists like this like to have the biggest collection of paintbrushes that they possibly can. And I can tell you that PlayStation 5 VR has haptics in the headset. It has eye tracking, and these are tools that these type of guys can really make use of in crafting an experience that really terrifies you to your core. So I can't say for sure what platforms they're going to take it to. They haven't even announced what this game is going to be yet. But I can tell you that these guys are the eccentric artist types, and I would imagine that they're going to put it on whatever platform they feel like gives them the most flexibility to create their vision. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Corporate Zombie says, are 9 Inch Nails on the Sony label, maybe PlayStation 5 VR?
No, 9 Inch Nails, and let's be clear, Robin wasn't a founding member of 9 Inch Nails, but he's been a guy that's been playing with them since like the early 90s. So like he's been around for a while. He also did a stint in Guns N' Roses when Slash left. So he's been around. Again, he's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. Not only that, though, but for like the last 6 or 7 years, he's been doing music for video games as well. So this isn't going to be his first game and his first foray into game development. It's exciting, Rich. We often talk about how integral sound is and audio is to the gaming experience, especially when it comes to VR. Well, it seems like these guys are building a game, and the foundation of their game is going to be sound, and everything else is going to be built around the audio, which is an approach we haven't seen yet, really. and I think it's going to be cool.
Especially for horror. And another thing that we didn't really think about, or I guess touch upon, or maybe you did kind of did in a roundabout way, with the PlayStation 5 VR, the Tempest audio. Like if you're going to want to put a game that's based around audio, why wouldn't you use the best audio that's out there, right?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they bring it to PS5 VR. And I think if they were starting the project today, that would be a no-brainer. But the truth of the matter is they've been working on this for years at this point, and I don't know if how deep they are into it, if how easy it would be for them to pivot into new tech like that.
Hmm.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, Mash Daddy says throwing a $5 spot out there. You know who else likes 9-inch nailed?
My mom!
Oh yeah, or 9 inches nailed. Who doesn't love it? My mom does for sure.
Spaced Innocent says Organ Quarter is my favorite horror game after Here They Lie. Yeah, I like Organ Quarter. What I played of it, I really wish it was it was more modern graphically. Like I feel like the dated graphics took away from that game a little bit, but it was still super cool and way weird, which I dig.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, other than those names that we listed off there, the team as a whole has experience on working with many notable titles, including Apex Legends, The Evil Within, Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, Hogwarts Legacy, Gears of War, Sunset Overdrive, Borderlands, the pre-sequel, Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time, Resistance: Fall of Man, and many, many more. They have some experience there in
Wow.
making AAA games, Ruth.
That's awesome. There's so many good games in there. I want Hogwarts Legacy today. That's cool, man. There's a lot of good games in there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was just some of them. Like I could have kept going, but we had to stop somewhere, right?
That's crazy.
Anyway, so all of this is very exciting. But do we have any reason to believe that this will support VR other than the creators' desire to create powerful art and the fact that Here They Lie supported VR? Well, maybe. Taking another look at the team's credentials reveals experience in the field. Production director Chris Thompson worked at Survios on titles like Sprint Vector and Raw Data. Lead artist Devank Patel was previously a lead artist at Magic Leap, and lead technical artist Ken Mayfield has recently worked on numerous augmented and virtual reality projects at Magic Leap as well as Red Pill VR. So when you take this into account, along with all those who worked on Here They Lie, the vast majority of this team has experience in VR development. So due to that reason, I would say that VR support highly likely for this.
Yeah, why would you not? Like you could do both, right?
Right. Again, these are guys are the eccentric artist types. They're trying to create digital experiences that affect people on a visceral level. It almost that alone almost precludes VR for this, right? But we don't know. They haven't said what this is yet. But I think it's notable that the majority of their team have all worked on VR. So it's not like something they're going to have to learn how to do if they want to make a VR game. These guys know what they're doing, and I would consider it extremely likely that this game is going to support VR.
Yeah, I agree. I'd be surprised if it isn't.
Anyway, that's all we've got on it so far. Hit the bell and the button to stay up to date with all the news regarding Eyes Out Studio and their upcoming project. No one is going to take an interest out there like I'm taking an interest in this. If you want to stay up on every detail with regards to this thing, make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to be following it very, very closely.
Yep.
All right, so back to the normal VR news for the week. Space Pirate Trainer DX. iLlusions has been talking about Space Pirate Trainer universe for a couple of years now, going much bigger and bolder with a full arena scale shooter. This past week, the studio confirmed that Space Pirate Arena will not be a separate title. Instead, it's going to come in the form of a major update to the original Space Pirate Trainer. It will be the first of 2 new modes coming in the update, with Arena also coming in 2 flavors, Online Arena and co-loaded co-located arena. Both require a space that's at least 10 meters by 10 meters. And for those of you out there who don't know what that means, it's a 32 feet by 32 feet at least to even get the mode to launch. In the online arena, you'll be able to challenge a friend to a match, while co-located arena mode means that the two of you can play in the same physical space. There's also a single player mode where you can fight against droids. The other new mode arriving in Space Pirate Trainer Deluxe is Versus mode. Players will go head to head online in the normal Space Pirate Trainer area. However, there's a twist. Each time that you shoot a droid, one will spawn to attack your opponent, and vice versa, creating a manic shooting battle in the process. Space Pirate Trainer Deluxe will be an Oculus Quest exclusive, arriving on September 9th for $25. However, it will be a free update for the game's existing owners and remains $15 all the way up until launch day. So, Roots, we've said often that there really isn't any good reason to go onto the Oculus Quest store and buy Space Pirate Trainer again. I think now we have reason to go back on the Oculus Quest store and buy Space Pirate Trainer for $15 because it's going to be $25 in like 2 weeks, bro, and it's getting a ton of new content.
Yeah, it already was fun to begin with. I mean, it lost me at the. I have no interest in the arena mode with friends and a 32 by 32. Like that's the whole logistics of that just sounds like a friction from hell. But the fact that I could maybe play a versus mode where I could actually play the normal game and kind of like a Tetris style where you're like the better you're doing, you're throwing extra crap at the other player. That could be fun for sure.
Yeah, and we've questioned in recent weeks, as cool as the arena mode sounds, how many people are actually going to be able to take advantage of that? Not very many. So we very curious to see how many people actually bought the title. Like, are people willing to pay for that? Well, apparently we're not going to have to find out because a very large amount of people are going to have it the day it launches. So how many people actually have the situation in their life where they can make use of it? Well, that will be an interesting thing to take note of. But regardless of any of that, this versus mode sounds pretty cool. It isn't just a straight arcade leaderboard that they're giving here. What you do affects what happens to the other player. And if you're very good at dispatching these enemies very quickly, you can make things quite hectic for your counterpart in short order.
I could see it be pretty crazy fun if you're playing with somebody you know and you know what I mean? Like it's just getting out of control. Driller wants to know if anyone's tried Outer Wilds VR in the mod, which I think I know I've tried it. A lot of people. Wes, you tried it, right?
No, I did not try. I downloaded it. I never did boot it.
Well, you know. I heard it's pretty good.
Too many games, Roots.
I thought it was good.
Too many games.
That's true. There's a lot of games out there for sure.
Chris Richardson says, I've already scoped out a basketball court nobody uses nearby. I'll be playing at dusk and dawn. How are you going to get it networked, though? That's the thing. It has to be something close to an access point in order to play it. So,
yeah, it just logistically, it sounds good on paper, but I just don't see for most people, it's just not. It's not going to be a feature that you use.
The developers, the heads of the studio say that they expect people to come up with some very creative ways to access that content, and I would expect the same. People will never cease to amaze me with their ingenuity when it comes to these things.
Yeah, I mean, if you're built like Radio Runt, if you were ahead of time building a house and you wanted to build a huge room and there was enough content to make it worth it, right? You have several games like this that you could have people come hang out and play together. This is one of a kind. I don't know if it's worth getting a big room like that, but I wish I mean, if I was Latter-day Saints, I could go to the gym, the basketball gym. I know when I was a kid, that's where the Boy Scouts used to go, right? And you got a built-in gym or basketball court right there.
Yeah, I hope to get to try this out sometime. I mean, if I put a Wi-Fi booster on, I could probably do this in my yard. But I mean, you really have to walk the yard and make sure everything. I mean, because you're just asking to trip and fall if you're not playing on some kind of like a court or something, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're out there where it's all you got bumps and dips and stuff, I can only imagine what's going to happen.
You'd have to put mats down, I think. I think that's how I'd have to do it. I'd have to put mats down or play in the driveway, which my driveway, I mean, I'm not, it would, I don't think it's 32 feet wide. Maybe it is, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Paradise Decay says, you do know Elon Musk has satellites everywhere now. He does, but what's amazing about that is as I'm driving around on my job and I've got YouTube open, I run into spots all the time where I'm running into no signal and I'm like in the middle of town. So it's clearly not we're not there where the signal's out there as strong as it could be or should be.
All right, and we're not talking about watching YouTube here either. We're talking about streaming gameplay that has to have zero latency, right? It's got to be super fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I am super excited to see how this title is received. I am going to buy this for my Oculus Quest before it launches, so I can save that $10.
I think it's
I
cross-buy.
suggest you do. Yeah, I suggest you all do the same. Like, I think this is going to be cool, even if you can't play the arena stuff.
I'm surprised if you don't own it already. I'm pretty sure it's cross-buy, and I think I own it on the Quest already.
My copy is on Steam, so I don't have it on an Oculus.
I gotcha.
Anyways, again, free update to existing owners and $15 up until September 9th when the thing launches for $25.
Absolutely.
ADC says, Roots, you need Verizon. It's voted America's #1 network.
That's what the commercial says. So it must be true. I've seen every single one of them has said they're the #1, and they all have the same map, but it's reversed with the coverage and how good it is for their particular brand and vice versa.
China #1.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Moving on. Jurassic World Aftermath Part 2 is now set to launch on September 30th on Oculus Quest, less than 1 year after Part 1.
Ooh.
This past week, CoatSync, the studio behind the game, announced the release date of Jurassic World Aftermath Part 2 alongside a new trailer for the game. The studio is promising that the game will bring, quote, all new locations, puzzles, and dinosaur encounters. The trailer seems to indicate that a Tyrannosaurus Rex, as well as a Triceratops, will join the Velociraptor from the first game in its pursuit of you, the player. Quote, Jurassic World Aftermath Part 2 lets you experience what it's like being on Isla Nublar, and you'll need your quick wits, quick reflexes, and a cool head to stay alive, says CoatSync narrative director John Davis in a statement. Continuing the story from Jurassic World Aftermath, Jurassic World Aftermath Part 2 is a white-knuckle adventure that's full of surprises, especially for fans of the film franchise. Thanks to an official collaboration with Universal Games and digital platforms, Jurassic World Aftermath has seen contributions from franchise stars Jeff Goldblum and B.D. Wong. The story takes place 2 years after the events of the Jurassic World, where you and your team are sent back to the island to retrieve highly valuable research materials left behind. Things go wrong, and then you have to find a way to escape. Jurassic World Aftermath Part 2 scheduled to launch on 30th September 2021 for Oculus Quest, priced at only $15. Roots, how cool is this? This is a legit movie tie-in title. The first one was fun. The second one promises to be even more fast-paced. And we've got Jeff Goldblum in a VR game, dude.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's extensive as far as this part goes. Somebody was saying, I think as Boy Brown was saying that it was a big disappointment to him, and he refunded it. I was gonna say I've never tried it. I mean, I bought it. I think I might have logged in and hid under a desk, and I really bought it so that my daughter could try it, but she never ended up trying it. My biggest thing is, when this game dropped less than a year ago, it was $25, right? And one of the biggest things we said is hopefully the DLC won't cost money because this game is short. The first one was short, but now we're paying over 50% of what we paid originally. So now this puts the first two at $40 or about. That's a lot of money for this thing. Hopefully it's longer than the first one, and hopefully it is faster paced. And I can't really speak for gameplay. I guess I should get in there and try it, So
My time, and I didn't finish it. Having played a couple hours, I didn't finish it, and I would describe it as a narrative-driven stealth exploration game, and there's some tense moments in it.
mm.
So I mean, I liked it, and I fully plan on going back in there and finishing it in preparation for the sequel.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's a definitely good as far as wanting to finish it for the sequel. Traveler Man said he didn't get it because it was supposed to be a full game, and that's my point. A lot of people felt that way. And then a lot of people held off and thought, well, maybe I'll find out if the DLC is going to cost more money or not. So hopefully it'll be really good. But you know,
He says there's no. Boy Brown says there's no physicality to Jurassic Park Aftermath. You can't pick up items and throw them. It's a hide under the desk cabinet simulator. Now I will give you that there isn't a whole lot of interactivity. If you're able to interact with items, there's a reason for it. It's things that you have to interact with. It's basically sneak across the map to the other side and don't get eaten so that you can press a button and pull a lever, and now sneak across the map to this room so that you can press a button and pull a lever, don't get seen and eaten in between. That was basically the whole game that I played.
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess for some people, it's all about being in the Jurassic Park world, right? Feeling like you're in that, hearing the music. Somebody made a comment
Sure.
about the about Jeff Goldblum in it, and that's one of the things that we forget. We bitch about cost of it. Even myself in this particular segment, I'm bitching about the cost of this game, but you can't get people like Jeff Goldblum in there without paying him a good amount of money, which means there you go. That's why it's cost money. So
This is meant to be a Hollywood quality narrative being told in VR. It's not not every title is about, shoot 'em up action gameplay. This is not the type of game that is. But what it does well is create atmosphere and tell a story. So, and again, some tense moments in the stealth aspects of it. I died a lot playing this, and when that thing finds you, it does make you jump a little bit.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, and this is my point. It's not a knock at this game. Um, and I know we have a lot of stuff to play. But my thought is if it was really amazing, you would have finished it. You know what I mean? You're gonna finish it to play part two, but if it was this really good game, you would have been felt compelled to go back in instead of
I
move on to the
finished
next game.
jack shit, dude. I don't finish anything, man. Nothing. I finished nothing. My favorite games I don't finish. So yeah. I
Yeah.
just finished Saints and Sinners this week because we've got DLC coming up. I'm going to finish Jurassic World now because we got another chapter coming up. That's kind of how it goes with me. Like I don't finish anything, man.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I don't finish, I don't feel compelled to finish something to start something new. So I won't finish it to play the second one, but I will go into the second one and check it out. I probably won't finish it either. So we'll see.
Well, there you go. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it, regardless, and I will be picking it up. If they don't send me a key, hopefully they send me a key. But if they don't, I'll be picking it up regardless.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to our final game of the week. This week's news: Rhythm of the Universe Ionia. In conjunction with Gamescom 2021, Row2 Entertainment and Media has announced the release date for Rhythm of the Universe Ionia alongside a new trailer. The single player fantasy puzzle adventure features a lush forest teeming with life, full of music inspired creatures. In this game, You set on your quest to save a harpa, a mythical creature whose habitat is on the brink of destruction. In the new trailer, the developer reveals that players will be able to embark on the journey September 23rd, 2021. So before I get into the game synopsis that was provided by the developer, I just want to point out, Roots, how quickly September's coming together for VR releases. Like we were looking at a pretty big void outside of Aftershocks for September. And now all of a sudden we've got Rhythm of the Universe that's coming. We've got Space Pirate Trainer that's coming. We've got Jurassic World Aftermath that's coming. And we're not even in September yet, man. Who knows what else is going to drop next week?
Wow, it's crazy. It's how it happens, right? In VR. Boy Brown VR says, does this look too good to be true? I hope not, because it does look amazing. And I don't know, man. September 3rd, what'd you say, 23rd? That can't come soon enough. This is like a gift for my birthday. Like they're saying, Roots, we're bringing this game out for you.
Yeah, I do think it looks too good to be true. I don't. I'd be shocked if it looks like that inside of a VR headset. I would be extremely nervous if I only had PSVR. This game is
Mm.
coming to PSVR, by the way. I'm pretty sure on the 23rd, this game is going to drop on PSVR as well. No chance in hell it looks like this on PSVR.
That's crazy. Well, I'll tell you what, it does look good. So hopefully it'll be. I mean, I saw Cosmos on the trailer, so it must be good because they're putting the premium and mixed reality. So
There you go. The Harpa is the heart and soul of the Ionian forest. With every tree felled and burned by the approaching Tritone army, her spirit weakens. You and your sister Allegra are Ionia's brave new heroes, embarking on a quest to heal this mythical creature with the power of music before it's too late. As you follow Allegra on her journey to save the Harpa, you'll soon discover that your every action has an impact on the world around you. This game is a stunning visual and auditory escape that allows you to interact with unique creatures, characters, and plant life. Hear the call of the mighty Brosaurus, ride on the back of the giant tortoise along an underground river, and solve musical puzzles that unlock even more for you to explore. A fantasy world brimming with interactive plant and animal life awaits exploration. Find and forage food for glowing ocarinas. Admire breathtaking vistas as you zip line through canyons. Climb winding vines in the canopy of ancient trees. Bask in the bioluminescent glow from the depths of a watery cave. The world of Ionia will surround you. While you'll be able to use music-based magic to help save creatures inside the game, every purchase will also benefit real-world wildlife, with a portion of proceeds going directly to environmental nonprofit organizations.
hmm.
So, Roots, not only are we going to be saving the mythical creatures, but we're going to be actually saving the actual creatures of our real planet, which is a beautiful place in its own right.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can help save the planet and play an amazing game at the same time, why would you not want to, right?
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be one of those games um, where it's just cool to hang out in it, right? And just soak in the atmosphere. Like, now they're promising a lot of things that you can do here, but at the same time, we know that this is going to be episodic. They already admit that this isn't going to be a very long thing, and it's not going to be the cheapest thing in the world either.
Mm.
You're paying for the quality here, basically, and it looks to be very high quality. I just hope that it runs. You know what I'm saying? I hope it runs.
Yeah. Well, as long as it'll run on your 3080, probably my 2080, but I guess what time will tell, right? I mean, we're getting to the point now where a lot of these titles, I mean, we're starting to see it pop up in so many titles, the DLSS, right? It's going to be standard probably in the next 6 months to a year, is my guess. And I mean, it's just going to get better and better for all of us, 2000 series and up. So, which sucks because you can't get the cards anymore, right? Like it's such a cool technology, and it makes such a big difference in every game I've tried it in. So.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know that this game is going to support DLSS out the gate, but it certainly looks like a game that could benefit from it. I mean, this thing looks amazing. It looks like it could have. I mean, if it looks like this is going to be the best looking VR game we've ever played. I mean, if it looks like this, I mean, this is beautiful.
Yeah, and I like how you said that. If it looks like this, it's weird because we're getting to the point where we're starting to see amazing games. If a year ago, 2 years ago, we see something like this, you
Oh yeah,
you have like 10% hope and 90% it ain't gonna look like this. Now we're like, okay, it could, but there's a good possibility that you get in there and you're underwhelmed, and it's not as amazing as this because I mean, it just like a VR game can look amazing, or I mean, not look amazing, can look like crap, and then when you get in the headset, it looks amazing. It can also be the other way around. They can make a trailer look amazing, and you get in there and it's just not the same thing. It just doesn't translate. So
you concerned at all about the length of this episodic installment?
it depends. I mean, like you said, if it's really good, like if it's blow you away, I enjoyed Ghosts and Goblins. It was amazing. It wasn't the longest thing. Now, granted, I didn't pay for it, which reminds me, I saw in the comments somebody said, I think it was Eddie C. This is going to be a 5-port Infinity game, and everybody's getting a free month of 5-port Infinity. So if you have it, don't jump on it quite yet. Maybe you wait right before this game comes out, and then take advantage of your thing, right?
Now that's true for the people who won those subscriptions from that contest that they recently did. If you're talking about the people from
The free
the
month.
Oculus the Oculus Quest free month, that's a very limited time pop up promotion. If it's still going on, you've only got a day or two left. You want to get in on that now.
So take your time, get to it next week, and then you can yell at Roots because he just misadvised you. Now listen to Wes. Get on it now. You're running out of time. Time's
Well,
ticking.
even if they get on it today, they should be able to play Ionia in it, right? What was the release date again? It was
23rd.
23rd. So yeah, you'll get a week in Ionia anyway, even if you claim it today.
And
Assuming that it hits Infinity the day it launches.
let's be honest. You get your Viveport Infinity, you try it, you're gonna renew it. Like, it's such a good deal. Unless you're like main fan and you own every game already, and there's no reason to have it. There's almost no reason not to have Viveport Infinity.
Yeah. If you have a gaming PC, and you don't have a giant library, I mean, it's stupid how good the deal is for Infinity. Like, it's it's got what, like friggin' 700 games, 800 games, something like that you can play in it, and good games too, not just garbage. I mean,
Well,
there's some
the,
garbage in there, but
the garbage
don't
can be
get me wrong.
fun though. You can pretend that you're doing a virtual stranger show and you're checking out all. I mean, that I actually enjoy checking out those crazy, crappy games because they're so ridiculously crappy that it's funny. And so I think people can enjoy that as well.
Absolutely. All right, so that's going to wrap up this week's news. A bunch of great titles we talked about today. Three awesome titles, and then of course with the really exciting news, Eyes Out Studio uh, working on the next horror game that's going to rule my life whenever it comes out. But that brings us into the week's reminders, and we're going to kick it off a little bit differently this week as we got a game to give away, Roots.
Yeah, Oprah's made an appearance.
Oprah's here, guys. Don't stare at it too long. You're going to it'll make your eyeballs pop out of your head and your brain explode.
Yeah, don't look
But,
at it. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like she's like Medusa, Roots.
Oh yeah, who doesn't love Medusa, right?
Anyway, we have had a pretty good little turnout here for VR Adventure. Not a big surprise. A highly polished, very good game for Oculus Quest. 29 entries this time around, which is
Wow.
pretty good for one of our giveaways, especially when it's just one key. So yeah, people want to play Roots apparently.
Absolutely. Eddie C says, you guys need to do a best quote unquote best of Viveport video. We absolutely do. We the last one got cut off quickly, and we never really got to finish it. And I didn't get closure, Wes. We had some good things on that list too.
You want to do best of iPort this Wednesday?
Yeah. We'll bring in Masher maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, Mash Daddy, if you're still in chat, you are welcome to join us for the best of iPort this coming Wednesday on the virtual show.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Anyway, for those of you who don't know, all entrants into this giveaway have been assigned a number in the comments publicly, and we will now use random.org to pick a number randomly for us, and whichever number whichever comment corresponds to the number drawn, that person will win the game. But it's on you. I'm not going to chase you down to give you your game. You have to claim your title by hitting me up on Discord, on Twitter, or by the Virtual Strangers email, which is located in the About page on our YouTube page. So Twitter, Discord, YouTube, email, and no shenanigans. You're going to have to prove who you are. So don't even think about it. You're not getting one over on me.
No, Wes is, he's been down that road too much. And, it's funny is Wes, I like how you're right off the bat. You're not chase, because we tried to chase him down in the beginning, right? We pleaded with people, please get your key. Now it's like, okay, you don't want it. Somebody else is out there that wants it, especially a $30 amazing best platform game on the Quest, period. It's just an amazing game.
Yeah, if somebody don't claim this thing in the next 2 weeks, it'll go into the 2021 show pool, and we'll give it away at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
Anyway, time for the magic moment, Roots. It's time to see who will win this awesome VR platformer, the best platformer on Oculus Quest, the best platformer in all of VR, with the exception of Astrobot Rescue Mission, a wonderful game. And the winner is, everybody drum roll, Chevy Chase. Anyway, the winner is number 15.
Ooh.
And scrolling back to look at the comments, let's find number 15.
That was not Corporate Zombie. Corporate Zombie was number 1, and Mepper says he was 87. So I think you're right.
Let's take a look here into the comments. Bear with me just a moment.
It is on Viveport Infinity, Eddie C, so you can play it, because he was asking if you could get in on the drawing about 5 seconds before you did it.
We've been plugging this thing for over a week now, bro. If you didn't get in, then enter like everyone else. I'm sorry, but we can't bend the rules for you.
Yeah, I wish. If I was gonna bend it for anybody, it'd be Eddie. Eddie rocks.
Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The winner is Joe Schmo.
Joe
Schmo says, thank you for sharing your thoughts about the game. I would like to enter the giveaway too. So congratulations, Joe Schmo. You are the winner. Hit me up on the Discord. There's an invitation in the description below. Hit me up on my Twitter. There is a link in the description below. Hit me up in our email. It is in the About page for the Virtual Strangers YouTube, which you have subscribed to. You better have subscribed. You're not going to get the key if you didn't subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit me up, and we'll get you your key.
Yeah, absolutely. Mepper says his number actually clarifies -87. He does not have a Quest. So.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, that's too bad. Everybody should have a Quest at this point.
If I had money, like if I had money to throw around, I would have already sent Gerillo and Scion one. Just because I'm like, you know what? I just want you to have one.
Wolveraza, Glenn Van Spawen, and Evie Man versus Gas, Keith Valdez. Everyone says, congratulations, Joe. Way to go.
Eddie C throwing out $4.20. Actually, I guess for Canadian. and says, "Good stuff, guys." Well, we appreciate that.
420. Where are you at, dude? Are you in BC or something?
All
Coming at me with that 420.
right, it's coming at you hard with that, right?
Thank you, Eddie. We very much appreciate the support. Thank you very much.
It's amazing, Keith. You're not gonna. It's what's good about Ven VR is it's classic old school platformer. It's fast paced. You get to areas where you go into a room and the blades spinning everywhere, and your mind's thinking, how the hell am I gonna get through this? It's a death fest sometimes, and it's like frustratingly hard through some parts, but so good that when you get through it, it's like it's at least that's how I always loved platformers. You know, don't give me some game where I go. I mean, Lucky Tales was cool, but it was too easy, and that's why it wasn't as well received as Ven VR. The developers just didn't pull the punches that a lot of developers do in this kind of game. And you know, why fix something that doesn't need to be fixed? You know what I mean? Like platformers have been around for 15, 20 years, and all we need is people to bring those amazing games into VR. You don't have to redo it. So
Yeah, VR is a game that lives in the extremes when it comes to difficulty. You'll play a level that is completely simple and easy. You'll pick up 30 extra lives along the way and say, man, this is going to be a cakewalk. And then you'll go into the next level and die 40 times and say, man, I need to go back and play that last level just so I don't have to start all over again.
yeah,
So, yeah, this game, it goes from 0 to 100 and back to 0 on the drop of a dime. And you know, the cool thing about it is the difficulties all in the platforming.
hmm.
It's all about timing. It's about precision jumps. It's a masterpiece of a game. And on Oculus Quest 2, it looks like a friggin' PC game. It's amazing.
It looks phenomenal. And I one of my favorite games to ever play or genre is platformers, Mario, whatever it is. And so like I play a game like this, and it just it's what Wes gets when he plays horror games. I just get a big smile on my face because it's what I want to be playing anyway. Even if I'm playing flat, I love playing platformers. So
Vin VR is amazing no matter what platform you play it on. Eddie C says it's like PC and Oculus's version of Astrobots, and it is. It actually plays just like Astrobot,
yeah,
like very, very similar to Astrobot.
yeah, it's amazing.
Anyway, back to this week's reminders. We got some stuff out this week. Beat Saber DLC coming in what, 2 days now? We do not know what this music pack is going to consist of. Beat Saber DLC coming surprise drop on August 31st. We don't know how much it's going to cost. We don't know whose music it's going to be. We do know it's going to be dropping for all platforms.
Nice. Well, how much of the DLC have you picked up from Beat Saber? I mean, I'm not one to pick it up, but I mean, a lot of people do, right? Zero.
How much Beat Saber do I play regularly?
Zero. Well, people love it. Well, and I don't pick up. I mean, that's like Synth Riders. Okay, I'm not one to pick up DLC, but might be more inclined to. We get it for free because we cover it, but at least they have the cool experiences and stuff. You know, Beat Saber to me, it's just another. I mean, I guess if you're real, I'm just not that big into music, and like I know for you, if they had like the heavy metal band pack or something, you'd have to buy it and you'd probably play it because there's nothing that has your type of music out there, like the really heavy stuff, right?
Dude, these
So,
guys did an Interscope music pack and didn't even put any Nine Inch Nails on it. They can bite my ass. I don't. I could give two craps about Beat Saber. I'm only reporting on it because you do.
yeah, absolutely.
Puzzling Places coming to. Really quick, and one more thing on Beat Saber. I look forward to the day that the sequel drops because Oculus picked up Beat Studios. They continue to support Beat Saber on all platforms, including Sony PlayStation. I can't wait to see the day when they yank that rug out from under them, right? Because you know the sequel is going to be Oculus exclusive, right? Has
Mhm.
to be. Has to be. Otherwise, what are they doing? Why are they spending their money on this?
What was the
Uh,
investment for exactly? Yeah.
and competition is always good for the consumer. And if Sony wants Beat Saber on their headset, they're going to have to give up some of their wares as well. to come over to the Oculus side. So it'll be an interesting time indeed when we get there.
Yeah, that's true. EV Man versus Gas asked if I'm going to be doing more live streaming like Wes has been. I need to do more VR on the main channel as well. I think I will actually try to do that just to give you guys more content. I do stream, 3-4 times a week on Twitch, but usually it's more flat games. I'm hanging out with Mash or playing Sea of Thieves or whatever game I'm playing. But I think I should as well.
Yeah, I agree with this wholeheartedly. These people that they pay their hard-earned money so that we can bring them the content. We need to bring them as much as we can have fun bringing them. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wolveraza, Wolveraza says, hell's yeah, Wes. You tell him, Steve Dave. Fuck you, fanboy. Those of you out there who don't know, that's a Mallrats reference, and it's fucking hilarious. I'm dying on the inside right now. I used to have a ping pong paddle that said Steve Dave on it. I was such a big fan of that movie.
I think I might have seen it once, but I don't remember much about it. I know it had Shannon Doherty in it, but that's about all I remember.
We need to watch it. We need to stream it on Discord and watch it with our friends.
We could big screen it.
We should watch it. We should watch them all. We watch Clerks one night. We'll watch Mallrats the next night. Back when Kevin Smith, before he was a tool, he made really good movies.
People don't realize how good the dialogue in the first Clerks. I mean, the second one's good too, but the first one is it's all about the dialogue, man. It is so good. And I was blown away the first time I watched it. I did not know what I was watching. And then I was like, oh my God, what is this? It's good.
Onakazi says, wow. I don't know exactly what that's in reference to, but yeah. Anyway. Puzzling Places, hitting the Oculus Quest store on September 2nd. Surprised about this one, Roots. Like, popular. People really think this is a really good game.
What is it? Is it like I guess it's a puzzle. You're putting together puzzles in VR?
It's exactly what it is. It's a jigsaw puzzle in 3 dimensions with a pretty decent soundtrack, high resolution photographs of some of the most beautiful places in the world. And the puzzles are as complex as you want them to be. You choose how many pieces these locations shatter into for you to put back together.
Well, it says a max of 400. That's a little easy for me. No, just kidding. Let me ask you this, because for me, and that this may be different, but puzzles are like one of those things that I equate with sitting around with a couple people putting it together, talking or whatever. How good would multiplayer be with this? Because that's what I want. I want to sit maybe even with one of my kids or something, just doing a really cool puzzle. Because one of the coolest things about puzzles is hanging out with people, and then here you don't have no chance of losing pieces. Every piece is going to be there. You're not going to have some shaved off piece where someone's peeled the back off of 10 pieces for no reason. I don't know why they do that, Wes. Crazy.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And this goes back into that same conversation we often have why games like Demio don't have like a spectator mode where people can just hang out. People should just be able to hang out and stuff like this and talk to you. Even if they don't want to help with the puzzling aspect of it. This is chill and laid back enough where people can just hang out and enjoy and maybe help if they want, but they don't have to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think Corporate Zombie wants us to die of a breakdown. Says he wants a 10 million, or I guess 100 million pieces, like Google Earth in bits. You can be doing that forever. That'd be cool, man. I think Google Earth is one of the coolest things that Quest people miss out on. So I think it'd be cool if you did how cool would it be to do a really cool puzzle that was like a New York monument or whatever, but it was the actual Google Earth picture of it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Google Earth is cool. You can fly over your streets like Superman in that, and in certain locations you can really get down on the street level and look around. So you can go stand at your driveway and see your car. Like literally, it's like that.
Or what's crazy is go back to your childhood home in a different state and look at it, and you get to see the neighborhood, how it's changed, because it's always going to be within the last year, right? They go around and refresh these pictures. At least that I've seen.
Within a few years anyway. With the Google Earth, it refreshes periodically.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hitman 3 Gluttony DLC launches this week. This $5 coming to PSVR 2 days from now, August 31st. Hitman 3 Roots, the gift that keeps on giving, the AAA game that keeps on giving. Another one that I didn't feel got the respect it deserved on the Top 25 show the other day. Although I will say that the PSVR Without Parole regulars gave this game the respect it deserves. It was their guest host that caused it to get knocked so far down the list. This is a
what a jerk. I don't
it's a
even know
front
who it
runner for
is.
Game of the Year. It was Shughead Gaming. It was Chris from Shughead Gaming.
Okay, never mind. He's not a jerk.
But I feel like this is the front runner for Game of the Year right now. So,
well, I'll tell you what. I have
crazy.
this game and I played it flat. I haven't played it VR, but I am picking up this $5 DLC because I guarantee it's going to be a lot of content, right? For $5, and it's an amazing game. And
it's another mission and a bunch of cosmetics, is what it is.
that's
But they've it's seasonal. This is the 5th out of 7 Deadly Sins DLCs that they're putting out. So like, there's a bunch of content here that you don't have. Although I will say this, obviously Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 both fully playable in VR. If you own Hitman 3, rumor has it that Hitman 2 is going to be a PS Plus title next month. So be on the lookout for that. It's not confirmed yet. We won't know until Wednesday what the titles are going to be. But very possible that we can pick up a whole new AAA game in VR for free for people who already own Hitman 3.
No, I hope so, because I already own Hitman 1. And if I can squeeze number 2 in the middle, then I can use them all in VR, right? So.
Chris Richardson says Wander gives you the street view option to see a spot over the year. See, I didn't even know what Wander is. I'm aware of it. I didn't know it was anything like Google Earth though, where you can go to addresses and watch the change. That's pretty cool.
I don't think it's going to be as elaborate as Google Earth. I mean, Google Earth is literally the I guess it's the conglomeration of all the data that they've been Google's been stealing from all of us over the last 10 to 15 years, all put into one database. And it's amazing. Even if you use it flat, it really is a good tool. Like I've gone to New York City and I've walked around the streets or gone just looking up the buildings and stuff in VR, and it's probably gonna be the closest I ever get to New York City these days. So I think it's a really cool thing.
Wolverine says, I was so upset to hear they didn't have hand controls for Hitman, one of my favorite franchises. I'm sure it's good, but really want to play it with Oculus controls. I can agree with that. But my whole thing is this. People who use that as an argument to keep it out of, like, say, the top 10 PSVR games are overselling it. I think if this game were to have motion controls, it would have an argument as the top game in VR, period. Like if it had hand controls, this would be insane. It's already great. And it isn't that you have absolutely zero hand control. It's just limited. It's a tracked gamepad game. It does you do have some hand presence, but your hands are together. You know, the one controller controls both hands, so you're kind of reaching out and grabbing stuff with both hands instead of having two separate hands to work with. So it's not completely gamepad game. It's a tracked gamepad game with limited hand presence. And if it had full, I mean, dude, this would just be nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. Jim Hall has a good point. He says Domino's brings authentic New York to me here in Colorado with their New York style pizza. He is correct.
Yeah. Anyway, Google Earth 2.0 coming and will apparently show you the time-lapse view of your own bedroom.
Oh, wow. That's crazy, man. Hopefully they don't catch you at the wrong moment. Like, oh my God, oh, hey, let's take that down.
The AI Roots, it knows what you've been doing.
No, I'm sure it does, man. I have no doubt, man.
It knows why your left controller runs out of batteries much faster than the right one.
Yeah. Well, I'm right-handed, so it's the other. Oh no, I guess it would be the left. Yeah, you're right.
Cave Digger 2 coming on August 31st to Steam VR. Now, I know Cave Digger 2 is coming to other platforms. I know it's coming to Quest. I know it's coming to PlayStation VR. I could not find any confirmation that it's dropping on either of those platforms this week. What I could find confirmation of is that it is coming to Steam VR this week. And while I had no mention of Cave Digger 1, it does not look appealing to me. Cave Digger 2 is fully supports co-op with up to 4 players, and whether it's the best game in the world or not doesn't matter. If you're doing it with the right people, it's going to be fun. So we might check this one out. Cave Digger 2 coming on August 31st, and Cave Digger 1 on sale right now on PlayStation for $1. So if you want to warm up, go ahead and check it out.
I feel weird, Wes. I feel like I should have taken that name, Powerpuff Unicorn. And what a wasted opportunity.
Well, you snooze, you lose, bro.
Yeah, I'm just beside myself.
All right, that brings us to our next set of reminders. This is the part of the show where we ask all of you to help us support the developer community by taking a moment out of your time with us right now in real time as we all go together and wishlist the game. And let's see, I had one picked out earlier. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Table
I
of
think
Tales.
maybe Table of Tales. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. I am picking that up. Absolutely. Or hopefully they'll give us a key. I'm already raving about it, Wes.
So they don't need to give us a key. They've already got your endorsement.
Oh yeah, you bastards! You better give me one now. No, just kidding. Either way, I'm playing this game. Either way, man. Like it's happening. This is my Demio. I think Radio Runt will really like it.
Well, yeah. I mean, he plays Demio in skirmish mode like all the time, so he probably will enjoy having something else going on with a narrative, right?
Yeah, yeah. I just thought it was super cool. The way the story all unfolded, the narrator, it's done very well.
Well, we will find out soon enough, and who knows? I might even pick it up on PlayStation as well while it's
$5.
cheap.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Chris Richardson, by here they lie. Damn it, it's good. Go play the demo.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you'll like it.
Pay close attention to the art, and I don't mean stop and look at it and then move away when you see what it is. Stop and look at it and keep looking at it.
Yeah.
Little pro tip for you there: keep looking at it. Don't walk away. Stare at it.
Yep. What game are we supporting? Is what EV Man versus Gas wants to know.
We are supporting Table of Tales.
Yep.
As what we are both choosing to wish list this week. So
Eyes Out. Eyes Out is going to be amazing. We have no idea what they're making, but it's going to be good.
Gotta get signed into my Steam here. I changed my password recently and it doesn't want to recognize it, Roots.
What doesn't?
How about my other Steam?
I'm
signing in on the web and it's got the wrong password stored.
I don't know what's going on, man. And Domino's, dude. I don't know how many times I've tried to log in there and had him tell me my password's not right, even though I know I'm putting it in right and I got to change it. And then it tells me you can't use the same password. So now I'm bouncing new passwords all over just to order Domino's, man. It's that good. That's not that good, but
I guess I've got to use the Steam client. Can't do it on the web right now because it's being a butthole.
Yeah, that's the web for you. 2021.
Right, on my wish list, officially on my wish list, Table of Tales, The Crooked Crown, coming to Steam. It says September 15th, so not very long away.
Wolverazer wants to know, Grapple Tournament is on sale. Anyone playing it and know if the player base is there or not? I'll tell you what, I know Gamertag really didn't. A lot of people like that game. I know I got a copy.
Skiva loves it.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's still a player base out there. I don't know if that's on Viveport Infinity or not. I don't think so.
No, it's not. But I can tell you for a fact that they're getting ready to add in a all new level to it. So big update coming for Grapple Tournament very, very soon.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go, Wolveraza.
Anyway, that brings us to our final set of reminders this week and every week, and that is how you can do your part to support us and our community here. Of course, if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, click the big red button and the bell to stay up with our almost daily, actually daily content now here on the Virtual Strangers channel. We have gameplays, we have podcasts, we tell you all the deals, we have game reviews, we tell you about all the news. Who else is talking about Eyes Out? Nobody's talking about Eyes Out except for these guys right here. So if you haven't already, click the big red button, click the bell to stay up with all the content and stay in the know when it comes to VR gaming.
Who else is doing live streams at 3 or 4 in the morning, man? So you're hitting the early birds, you're hitting the people in the UK, you're getting it all, bro.
Sad thing is, I got to go back to work tonight, so the late night streams are going to have to go away. Like if I stream, it's going to be at like 6, 7 p.m. now. I'm not going to be able to do midnight streams anymore, except
on your days off.
Tuesday nights, we might be able to have like a every Tuesday gameplay or something, or at least most Tuesdays. So again, button in the bell if you want to participate in those.
Well, there you go. Don't be too sad that Wes is yanking that football out from under you. He gave you good content. You got used to it, and then it's going away. But you still got that one day to look forward to, right? So you're gonna have the best of the best on that one day for the late nights.
And Labor Day's coming, so we'll have a 3-day weekend here real soon. We might be able to get a couple of them in there. You never know.
Yeah, the balloon festival for me. The Hot Air Balloon Festival is the Labor Day weekend, so I like to go down there and check them out early morning, watch them take off.
That's right. I remember you doing that last year.
Yeah, it's cool.
Anyway, next reminder is for those of you who have already been subscribed for maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe a year, maybe you want to do a little something more, and you can do a little something more by supporting us on Patreon. $3 a month. That's all we ask. $3 per month, and it gets you access to our weekly show notes, which is fully linked with links, with trailers. It reads like a newsletter. That alone, in my opinion, if you don't have time to scour all the Upload VRs and Road to VRs and all these places, that alone is worth the $3. But then you also get exclusive content like the gameplay I just uploaded yesterday. I Expect You to Die 2 Part 1. We're going to do Part 2 today. So patrons, be on the lookout for that. Big thank you to all of those who support us on Patreon, and thank you as well to those considering doing so. And your support means a lot. And we have a hard date now. You're going to start to see where your money's been going in less than a month. So exciting times ahead. Yeah. Virtual Strangers. Thank you guys very much.
Absolutely. And you're also, every time you watch me or Wes stream anything from PlayStation VR or PlayStation, that came from you guys, our capture card. So we really appreciate it. For sure.
Yeah, that's right. You got Ruuts and I both a capture card here a month or two ago. And every time that you've seen me doing PlayStation VR stream here on the channel, that was provided by you. So thank you very much for that.
Absolutely.
What else? Oh, of course. How could I forget our home, Ruuts? We invite them into our home being the Discord. If you look down below, you'll find an invitation to the Virtual Strangers Discord, which is where the conversation continues. We all live there. We talk gaming, we talk life, we talk anything that's on our minds. We don't put any restrictions on people, no matter what walk of life you come from and what worldview you have. You can feel comfortable to discuss it there. Mi casa, zu casa. Click the invitation down below.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, with that said, friends, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. For Ruuts, I'm Wes. We'll see you soon. Bye now.
Take it easy.